The second generation version of Audi's devastating RS3 Sportback provides the entry point into the brand's formidable RS performance range and features the most powerful production 5-cylinder engine in Ingolstadt's history. The result is a super hatch that aims to rewrite the shopping rocket rulebook. It's very, very fast, very, very usable, and very, very rare.
When it came to developing this second generation RS3, the engineers at Quattro GmbH, Audi's performance division, threw themselves into creating a more credible entry point for their ultimate RS series. Second time around, they certainly had more to work with. By now, the brand was using the Volkswagen Group's stiffer, lighter, new generation MQB platform, along with a more flexible, faster reacting Quattro four-wheel drive system, capable of sending up to 100% of torque to either axle. To this, they added a lower weight, faster shifting S-tronic twin-clutch paddle-shift auto gearbox, a completely redeveloped electromechanical progressive steering system capable of varying its ratio with steering input in a way intended to emphasise a quick-witted feel, torque vectoring to help get the power down through the bends, and a drive select vehicle dynamic system that would allow buyers to vary throttle, gear shift and steering feel, and into which they could add the option of Audi magnetic ride adaptive damping. And last, but by no means least, a useful increase in power to 376 PS. Just how special, just how fast this car feels is difficult for me to capture in words or on film. Assuming you've ticked the box for the optional de-restricted speed limiter and you have a runway to hand, it'll keep going until you hit 174 miles per hour. Beyond that, I can talk of a launch control assisted rest to 60 sprint time of 4.3 seconds, as quick as the original V8 version of Audi's R8 supercar, and Porsche 911 style performance that throws you at the horizon from the point that the rich, bass-heavy 5-cylinder roar fills the cabin and the turbo gets into its stride. I could talk of 465 newton meters of torque that dispatches B-road dawdlers with barely a thought, or a power-to-weight ratio that eclipses elite machinery like Maserati's Gran Turismo. But you won't really gauge the character of this Audi from any of that. You see, I have driven faster cars than this, but very few that I wanted to drive this quickly. If you've got it, you shouldn't need to shout about it, or so Audi believes. Hence the subtlety of the changes made to this RS3 to differentiate it from its equally low-key S3 stablemate. The major points of differentiation lie at the front end, where the nose, with its high-gloss black honeycomb-look single-frame grille and pronounced air intakes, is set off by piercing LEDs for the headlamps and the daytime running lights. In profile, where the extra 41mm of length this Mark II model enjoys over its predecessor is a bit more obvious, chiselled sills separate wheel arches that must be seriously flared to accommodate standard 19-inch alloys. At the back, Audi experts will spot the reprofiled rear bumper with its high-gloss black diffuser insert flanked by huge oval RS tailpipes. Now let's get behind the wheel and let Audi weave that little spell that it likes to lay on you before you even push the starter button of this RS3. And it's all in the details. Take the Napa leather-trimmed sports seats that gently squeeze you into position and feature pull-out cushions. Other careful detailing is everywhere, with an aluminium pedal set and RS3 logos featuring on the door sills, the steering wheel and the gear knob. And out back, well, the boot's a bit small for what is supposed to be a practical performance car. Where the lesser S3 model enjoys 380 litres of rear cargo room, this RS3 gives you just 280 litres. Given Audi's current emphasis on low running costs, many expected that this second-generation RS3 model would merely feature an uprated version of the efficient 4-cylinder 2-litre TFSI turbo engine used in the lesser S3. That is, after all, what the brand's cousin Volkswagen has done in creating the rival Golf R400 super hatch. Instead, though, Audi's engineers have stuck to their guns in insisting that the more charismatic 5-cylinder 2.5-litre TFSI unit be carried over from the previous generation version of this car. To get the nod from the board, they have had to completely refettle this ultra-compact hand-built unit to Euro 6 status, adding in a sophisticated brake energy recuperation system, a demand-controlled oil pump and an engine stop-start facility, plus a longer 7th speed for the S-tronic auto gearbox. As a result of all this, owners who habitually run their RS3 in the Drive Select Vehicle Dynamic Systems efficiency mode might possibly get quite close to the quoted fuel and CO2 stats, 34.9 miles per gallon on the combined cycle and 189 grams per kilometre. Audi will tell you that its RS or Racing Sport brand is about innovation, technology and performance. Its customers, though, have told the Ingolstadt maker that they want more than that. Future RS products must also feature 3 other attributes: soul, involvement and emotion. The original version of this car came up a little short in these 3 areas. This one nails them more effectively. Certainly there are other high-performance hot hatches that might make your heart beat a little faster. The RS3 still trades that last couple of percentage points of focus for genuine everyday utility. But it's also true that while that might make it a couple of seconds slower around the Nürburgring, it also makes it a better car for the vast majority of customers. People who live in the real world. A very fast world indeed.